Okay, guys, this is going to be Theresa May giving her statement. She's got one from 3 hours ago and 10 hours ago. We're going to check out all the black in the background with very little white and notice that that the darkness has won.
Our potential is way up here, and we are operating way down here.
Let's know what this guy says.
Survive, we don't change how we are living our life.
Explore over 7,000 videos that uncover the...
We are not going to survive.
I've just chaired a meeting of the government's emergency committee, and I want to update you with the latest information about the attack. Shortly before 10 past 10 yesterday evening, the Metropolitan Police received reports that a white van had struck pedestrians on London Bridge. It continued to drive from London Bridge to Borough Market, where 3 terrorists left the van and attacked innocent and unarmed civilians with blades and knives. All 3 were wearing what appeared to be explosive vests, but the police have established that this clothing was fake and worn only to spread panic and fear. As so often in such serious situations, the police responded with great courage and great speed. Armed officers from the Metropolitan Police and the City of London Police arrived at Borough Market within moments.
Hold up. I got something to say.
And shot and killed the 3 suspects.
I said it very quietly.
The terrorists were confronted and shot by armed officers within 8 minutes of the police receiving the first emergency call. 7 people have died as a result of the attack, in addition to the 3 suspects shot dead by the police. 48 people are being treated in several hospitals across London. Many have life-threatening conditions. On behalf of the people of London and on behalf of the whole country, I want to thank and pay tribute to the professionalism and bravery of the police and the emergency services.
Real quick, I just want to point something out to you. The hexagon is 6 sides. The octagon is 5 sides. Or no, excuse me. The pentagon is 5 sides. The hexagon is 6 sides. I forgot what they call these. This is an 8-sided one. They also have a 7-sided one. They have a 9-sided one. Each one of these represents their class, their level of class in the system. To the, I don't know exactly how to explain it, guys, but this symbol has been branched off from the Star of David. The Star of David is the first and original symbol. That's just a piece. But if you notice, there's a lot more black in the background than there is white. Okay, just so you know. But let's listen.
And the courage of members of the public who defended themselves and others from the attackers. And our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and with their friends, families, and loved ones. This is, as we all know, the 3rd terrorist attack Britain has experienced in the last 3 months. In March, a similar attack took place just around the corner on Westminster Bridge. 2 weeks ago, the Manchester Arena was attacked by a suicide bomber. And now London has been struck once more. And at the same time, the security and intelligence agencies and police have disrupted 5 credible plots since the Westminster attack in March. In terms of their planning and execution, the recent attacks are not connected. But we believe we are experiencing a new trend in the threat we face, as terrorism breeds terrorism, and perpetrators are inspired to attack, not only on the basis of carefully constructed plots after years of planning and training, and not even as lone attackers radicalized online.
Yep, I knew it. She's working her way up to, we got to regulate the internet.
Copying one another, and often using the crudest of means of attack. We cannot and must not pretend that things can continue as they are. Things need to change, and they need to change in 4 important ways. First, while the recent attacks are not connected by common networks, they are connected in one important sense. They are bound together by the single evil ideology of Islamist extremism that preaches hatred, sows division, and promotes sectarianism. It is an ideology that claims our Western values of freedom, democracy, and human rights are incompatible with the religion of Islam. It is an ideology that is a perversion of Islam and a perversion of the truth. Defeating this ideology is one of the great challenges of our time, but it cannot be defeated through military intervention alone. It will not be defeated through the maintenance of a permanent defensive counterterrorism operation, however skillful its leaders and practitioners. It will only be defeated when we turn people's minds away from this violence and make them understand that our values, pluralistic British values, are superior to anything offered by the preachers and supporters of hate. Second, we cannot allow this ideology the safe space it needs to breed. Yet that is precisely what the internet and the big companies that provide internet-based services provide. We need to work with allied democratic governments to reach international agreements that regulate cyberspace to prevent the spread of extremist and terrorism planning. And we need to do everything we can at home to reduce the risks of extremism online. Third, while we need to deprive the extremists of their safe spaces online, we must not forget about the safe spaces that continue to exist in the real world. Yes, that means taking military action to destroy ISIS in Iraq and Syria, but it also means taking action here at home. While we have made significant progress in recent years, there is, to be frank, far too much tolerance of extremism in our country. So we need to become far more robust in identifying it and stamping it out across the public sector and across society. That will require some difficult and often embarrassing conversations. But the whole of our country needs to come together to take on this extremism. And we need to live our lives not in a series of separated, segregated communities, but
I want to know what the fuck, excuse my language, Lord, what could be so embarrassing? Really?
one truly united kingdom. Fourth, we have a robust counterterrorism strategy that has proved successful over many years. But as the nature of the threat we face becomes more complex, more fragmented, more hidden, especially online, the strategy needs to keep up. So in light of what we are learning about the changing threat, we need to review Britain's counter-terrorism strategy to make sure the police and security services have all the powers they need. And if we need to increase the length of custodial sentences for terrorism-related offences, even apparently less serious offences, that is what we will do. Since the emergence of the threat from Islamist-inspired terrorism, our country has made significant progress in disrupting plots and protecting the public. But it is time to say enough is enough. Everybody needs to go about their lives as they normally would.
Really, everybody needs to go about their lives like they normally would. So she's said online twice, and now she's telling everybody to go about their lives like they normally would. As it sounds to me like she doesn't want you to do too much. Oh, don't worry about it, honey. It's all taken care of. Well, number one, terrorists, they need to be shunned to an island somewhere out in the middle of the ocean where they have no way of getting back here. No way of building a boat to get off there. No way to swim away. They need to be put on an island that's encaged with razor wires everywhere, and landmines all around outside of the razor wire fences. So that way, even if they do get out of their barrier, they get blown to bits, and it'll be their fault because they chose to use their own free will to cross them boundaries. What I'm saying to you is, give them crops and send them to an island. And a life sentence on an island should be life for the rest of your life. That's what should be going down.
Society should continue to function in accordance with our values. But when it comes to taking on extremism and terrorism, things need to change. As a mark of respect, the two political parties have suspended our national campaigns for today. But violence can never be allowed to disrupt the democratic process. So those campaigns will resume in full tomorrow.
Wait, what's the matter with the Republican process? Is there not one or something? See, I don't know much about their politics. I should probably be paying attention to all of the world's politics, but I've just been caught up with a lot of junk, lately, so.
And the general election will go ahead, as planned, on Thursday. As a country, our response must be as it has always been when we have been confronted by violence. We must come together, we must pull together, and united, we will take on and defeat our enemies.
Oh, powerful statement. No. Let's go back one. Next video is going to be this one, ladies and gentlemen. I have the hand out. All world news here.